Hello again, everyone, and welcome to our Week 6 NFL picks. Oh, it's been so much fun. Maybe not this week, but we'll get to that. I am your host, Adam Stowe, and with me, as always, is the founder and the creator, still rocking his headphones that got a big wire on it, Randy Snow, and Aaron rocking the World of Football t-shirt, also newly married this past weekend. Flash that bling. There it is. Congratulations again. I mean, we've said congratulations all weekend long. You were partying it up.
Thank you. It's the best weekend of my life. So
it was a great
really
weekend.
fun.
We had a great time. I know we definitely didn't get to, enjoy it as much as you did, but it was still a really fun weekend. Gorgeous down there in Tennessee too. It was absolutely gorgeous. Good spot.
Mm-hmm. Everything was really great.
It was a long drive down there for us, 9 hours, but hey, the end result was a great wedding, a great time. Everything was really, really nice. We really had a good time.
It was. And to add on top of it, your wife, now we can say it, your wife is still crushing it in the picks. And speaking of those picks, let's see how we did last week, everybody on the YouTube channel. So, as for last week, Mike Dolph had the best record last week with a 9-5 record, followed by your wife and Hawkeye07 at 8-6. Aaron, you, Randy, B. Lewis, and Leonard all went 500 last week. It was a bit of a rough week for a lot of us. 7-7. And then Cringe and I didn't have a great week as we were the only two under 500 with 6 and 8 records. It was tough. There was a lot of games I was just like, oh, got that one wrong, got that one wrong, got that one wrong. Just they kept stacking up and didn't look good, the end result.
Yeah, just when you thought you had a read on the picks.
Just when you thought.
It was a rough week for a lot of pickers, except for two of them.
Yeah. Congratulations to them on an outstanding week. And that leads to the overall standings. Leonard's still kind of leading things with the highest winning percentage. And then you got Liz and Mike Dolph there with 50 correct picks this season so far, followed by Hawkeye07, B. Lewis. And then, boys, the three of us in a little clump. I've got a 58.97 percentage. Aaron, right after me with 57.69%. Randy, 56.41. And Cringe, rounding out all of our pickers this season so far with a 54.10 percentage. Everybody's above 500 right now, at least. Like, that's the positive to take away from that, I suppose. Am I right?
That's right.
And without further ado, we're going to try to keep it above 500. But before we get to the picks, Randy, why don't you tell everybody about our world-famous World of Football disclaimer?
Oh, you want me to read the disclaimer? Great, yeah. If you plan to use our predictions as a means to justify your own gambling bets, then you, my friend, are an idiot. We don't know what we're talking about, obviously, and you should never listen to us for gambling advice. This is for entertainment purposes only.
Yep, there you go. And entertaining, I hope it has been. And without further ado, gentlemen, we are going to hop right into the Week 6 picks, starting with the Thursday night game. And I didn't even go out of my way to decide who's going to start picking this week. So, Randy, we'll start with you. As the Denver Broncos travel to Kansas City to play the Chiefs, who do you got in that one?
Oh, boy, this is a tough one. I wrestled with this all night long, but I think I'm going to take the Chiefs in this one, at home.
Yep, I agree with you. No showmanship, I guess, on all sugar. No need to draw it out, Chiefs. Don't know.
Guys, look, I'm here to shock the world and tell you that the Denver Broncos are going to lose to the Kansas City Chiefs this week. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If they end up winning somehow, I will eat my hat. I don't have a hat on me, but I will eat a hat. Give me the Chiefs. All right, moving on. Aaron, you're going to start us off with the London game this week, which is the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Tennessee Titans.
Part of me wants to take Baltimore to bounce back, but the Titans were pretty impressive. So I think I'll stick with my gut and go with the Ravens. How worse can I get from last week?
That's true. Well, as much as I've been kind of riding that Ravens, picking train, think I'm going to go with the Titans this week. I don't know what it is. I just I think I'm going to go Titans.
Well, this is one, Adam, I told you that I was wrestling with, and I decided to go with the Titans in this one. Normally, I probably would have taken the Ravens, but I am going to take Tennessee in this game.
Wow. All right. We're going to move on to the 1 o'clock slate of games. The Washington Commanders will take on the Atlanta Falcons, who will be rocking those throwback helmets again, which I think a lot of people dig. And boy, after Washington's terrible performance against the Bears, I'm going to take the Falcons to win a close one at home.
I agree. I'm going to take the Falcons at home, just like you.
I also agree. Falcons at home. They're better than I kind of thought they would be.
All right. Our second sweep of the week. All right, now we're moving on. Dad, who's going to take it between the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears as the two worst teams in the NFC North?
I think, even though Minnesota is going to be on the road, I think Minnesota is going to take this one over the Bears.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I feel like the Bears finally got to feel a win for the first time in almost a full year, so they might carry that momentum at home. DJ Moore was vibing pretty well with Fields last week, so I think they kind of keep it rolling. Bears.
Yep, I think I'm right there with you. I think the Vikings have been riding that one score, the bottom side of that. Like last year was one score wins. This year it's one score losses. Give me the Bears to squeak one out. All right. That moves us on to the Seattle Seahawks traveling to Cincinnati to play the Bengals. Aaron, you get this one first, especially since we had to drive by the Cincinnati Bengals practice facility on the way to your wedding.
Yeah, well, they better use it because they're going to need it. But they're going to end up losing to Seattle this week.
Yeah, I've been hearing some Cincinnati Bengals are back hype from some very prominent sports people out there, and I'm sorry, Mr. Cowherd, but I vehemently disagree. I think the Seahawks are a pretty good team, and I think the Seahawks are going to get that W in Cincinnati.
I agree. It's another sweep. I'm going to take Seattle to win that game.
All right, then we got the San Francisco 49ers traveling to Cleveland to play the Browns. Interesting matchup here. The Browns are going to be rocking those all whites again, kind of in the old AAFC uniform days. So should be a cool, interesting looking matchup. But on the field, despite Cleveland having a good defense, I just can't see San Francisco not rolling them. So give me the 49ers.
I agree. Give me the 5-0 49ers to go 6-0.
Yeah, it's hard to go against the 49ers at this point. 49ers.
All right. Simple enough. All right. Now, the New Orleans Saints travel to Houston to play the Texans. Randy, start this one off.
I am going to take the New Orleans Saints in this game.
I agree. New Orleans. Man, can't talk.
Yeah, all good. The Texans really burned us last week. And I don't think I've picked the Saints a whole lot this year, but I'll go with the Saints. I'll complete the sweep to get the win in Houston. All right, and then in the Gardner Minshew Bowl, the Indianapolis Colts will travel down to Jacksonville to play the Jaguars. Aaron, does Gardner Minshew get revenge on his old team?
I don't think so. I feel like Jacksonville, even though they had two good showings in London, I think they carry that back with them in the U.S., where they haven't been as good, but they'll pull off the win.
Yeah, I think it'll be close, and I like what they're doing there in Indianapolis. It stinks that Anthony Richardson's out on IR for a little bit. We'll see if Minshew can hold the fort down for a few weeks, but this is definitely not going to be the homecoming I think he'd like. I think the Jaguars win this one pretty decently.
You took the Jaguars, Aaron?
Yes, sir.
All right, it's another sweep. I'm taking the Jaguars at home in that game.
Simple enough. All right. The 0-5 Carolina Panthers are traveling down to Miami to play the Dolphins. And look, I think Carolina, here's the bright spot. I think you got a nice young quarterback there. Just got to clean up some of the mistakes. But you're playing a high-flying Miami offense, and I just don't see them stopping anytime soon. Give me the Fins.
I agree. I'm taking the Dolphins in that game to win.
Yep, on to the next one, Miami.
All right. The next game, the New England Patriots will travel to Las Vegas to play the Raiders. Apprentice versus the mentee. Dad, who do you have in this one?
Give me the mighty Las Vegas Raiders to beat the downtrodden New England Patriots in that game.
I went back and forth on this one, but ultimately, I'm taking New England in the upset.
Wow. Okay. Well, I would have been in your shoes, but after New England's burned me, I think 2 weeks in a row now, after letting up those Belichick points, give me the Raiders at home. You know, it's not going to be a pretty game. That's for darn sure. All right. Then we're going to move on to our next game. The Detroit Lions will travel down to Tampa Bay. This is the big flex of the week. They'll play the Buccaneers wearing those creamsicle uniforms. Aaron, who do you got in this one? This is probably the game of the week. Am I right?
It might just be the game of the week, and I'm going to take the Lions to continue on. I don't think I will pick against them the rest of the year.
This is
Lions.
probably the most I've picked with the Lions. I'm not saying it's like super high confidence because I think that this Buccaneers team is still a pretty decent team. Yeah, they got manhandled by the Bucs, but Baker Mayfield seems like he's finally found a groove. And if Mike Evans comes back, they could be a problem. But regardless, I will still stick with our Honolulu Blue Lions to pull out that victory.
You did say manhandled by the Bucs, by the way. I meant the Saints.
Did I? Oh.
And they did have an extra couple of days to prepare for the Lions, so that's why it's kind of wishy-washy.
They had their bye week. Yeah, they got manhandled by the Eagles. Okay, they got manhandled by the Eagles, and then with a bye week to prepare for Detroit, we'll see. But I still think Detroit will take it. There, that cleared it up for you. Jeez, man.
Is it my turn? Can I speak now, you guys? Yes, I'm taking Detroit, but this is going to be a close game, I think. I don't think either team is going to run over the other one. I think this is going to be a very tight game, but I'm going with Detroit to come out ahead on this one.
Yeah. All right. Then you're going to have the Arizona Cardinals traveling to Los Angeles to play the Rams, and boy, this is probably the toughest one for me to pick this week. I love Stafford, so yeah, I'm going to take the Rams at home. I kind of was thinking maybe the Cardinals could upset, but they just lost their running back, who I think was a lot of that offense. So give me the Rams.
I agree. Give me the Rams and Stafford to pull out a win in that game at home.
Make it a sweep. Go Rams.
All right. And then we have the Philadelphia Eagles traveling to New York to play the Jets. Randy, do we have another sweep building up?
It's hard to bet against the 5-0 Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, the Jets are getting a little bit better, but they're not Philadelphia Eagles good yet. So give me the Eagles in that game.
Oh boy!
Oh my
Harvey
God.
wants to pick the Jets.
I was like, you had that look like you were going to do it.
I'm leaning. I am kind of tempted to because we keep agreeing on everything, but the Eagles, I think they can be beatable, and the strength of that Jets team is their defense. But I just trust the Eagles more than the Jets, so we'll go Eagles.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm picking the Eagles. By no means do I think the Eagles are the best team in the league. They're a solid team, but I definitely see some issues that they got to clean up if they want to be on a San Francisco 49ers level. Otherwise, they are very beatable. But this Jets offense, I mean, I just don't see them getting anything against that Eagles defense. And despite the Jets having that great defense, Jalen Hurts, I mean, the tush push is going to get a brotherly shove, whatever you want to call it. They're at least going to get a touchdown or two just off that alone. So, Eagles. All right, then our Sunday night football game, we'll see the New York Giants taking on the Buffalo Bills, the real team of New York, because we all know the Giants don't play in New York. So Aaron, who gets this matchup?
If I had a table to jump through, I would do it. Go Bills.
Yeah, Bills at home. I said it last week or the week before. I forget at this point. Giants are done. Put a fork in them. They're done. Buffalo.
I agree. I think the Bills bounce back after their trip to London and give me the Bills and another sweep for this particular game.
All right, and finally, the Monday night showdown. For some reason, they wanted to put the Dallas Cowboys, after that terrible game on Sunday night, back on national television. They're playing the Chargers at SoFi Stadium. Who gets this? Oh, I get this one first. Great. I'm taking the Cowboys to bounce back. I don't think the Chargers are exactly great. They've been kind of a mess, but if Dallas gets out to a lead, they tend to hold on to it, but I mean, I don't see the Chargers blowing the doors off them. So I think the Cowboys kind of hang in there.
I disagree. I'm looking forward to the Chargers making the Cowboys look bad again on a national televised game. They're on the road, so yeah, give me the Chargers in this game.
I trust the Cowboys way more than I trust the Chargers, and I think they'll bounce back. That defense is going to feel like they need a redemption game, and Justin Herbert's going to be under pressure a lot from Micah Parsons.
Maybe. I just don't know. Dallas. I'm not saying Dallas is fraudulent just yet, but they're definitely not as good as people make them out to be. But the Chargers are definitely. I just don't know. It could go either way. If the Chargers get out to a lead, Chargers all day, because Dallas ain't going to come back from a lead. They're not built to do it. So we'll see. But interesting, Randy, going with the Chargers.
Hey, I was the only one that picked the Raiders to beat Green Bay on Monday night. Every one of our pickers, you guys, everybody took Green Bay. I took the Raiders. I was the only one that was right on that. So
pour the salt.
2 weeks in a row.
Yep.
Still went 500.
All right, that was this week's picks. Hopefully, we all do a little better than we did last week. How many did we agree on this week?
11 out of 15 we agreed on this week.
Oh, boy. So that's a lot of sweeps, and then we got the Packers and Steelers as the only two teams on bye this week. So, so 15 games altogether. We'll see. Hopefully, we do much, much better. All right, fellas, anything else before we wrap this up and go about our merry way and watch another great weekend of football? Nope. All right. Well, thanks for the vocalization, boys. All right. That shirt Aaron is wearing would be in our merch store if we had one, which we don't yet. That's why you guys got to keep liking and commenting and subscribing and helping us grow this YouTube channel. It would be greatly appreciated. And before we head out, Randy, give us our closing credits.
If you haven't done so already, please take a moment and like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification on our YouTube channel. We're also on Facebook, X, and Instagram, where the address on all three of those is TWOF Kalamazoo. We have a weekly audio podcast called This Week in the World of Football, which is posted on Tuesdays and is available on all major podcast platforms, as well as Amazon Music, so you can simply ask your Alexa device to play the World of Football podcast. You can also find the full audio version of the podcast on our YouTube channel. So please spread the word, give us a like, leave a comment, let us know what you think, and please come be a part of the football conversation.
Yeah, I think my Alexa device heard you in the next room because I think the World of Football podcast just started playing. So I'm going to have to hurry up, shut this off, and go turn that off.
Okay.
So until next week, guys, we appreciate you. Leave your picks down in the comment section below, and have a good weekend watching plenty of football.
Go Lions.